Welcome. Hello. 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 Y'all ready for it? It's that good sound. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, folks. How we doing? How we doing tonight? It's Thursday nights. That means Metroid Prime. Metroid Prime, baby! Let's try and get the sound levels. I feel like that's going to be okay. I changed up the setup since last time. And gotta be honest, I'm loving this. I'm loving the way that I kind of have things set up right now. I don't know if my head is going to be quite as big for this entire stream. I don't know if I'm going to keep it in this corner either, but... Oh, shoot, I forgot we got the gravity suit. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. See, this is kind of the problem. I want to kind of go up here, but it feels... Let's see, where's my body? Where's my body? Guess won't be able to see what visor I'm using. But hey, it's not like it's hard to tell which visor I'm using, so it's fine. Alright, where are we? Are we on our ship? I think we are. Alright, so if memory serves, I now can get to the frigate crash site. Sindolin, what's up? Third stream of the week. I know, I hardly can believe it myself. We should not come to expect this. We should come to expect this, but I was trying something out, new last night with Pokemon Legends. I really enjoyed it. So we'll see if we continue to do that. I got mixed up now. There's a little tunnel or something I'm supposed to be going into. Is it in here? I don't think so. Oh, it's right in front of me. Here we go. Hello! Hello, Rainbow Cake. I am not a Pokemon, as seen last night by Horse's comments. Ooh, I feel rusty. It's only been like, well, it's been 2 weeks, I guess, since I last played this. Feels like a lot longer. Oh no! Alright. Yeah, getting this game, for whatever reason, just is so loud. I feel like I'm gonna blow out the mic if I don't. How's that? Is that better? Cinderlyn, you left pretty much right at the end of stream. We only played for another like 5 minutes or so. So I need to head out as well. Shoot, alright. So, I know that we need to get up here to the ice beam door. And that is about all I know. The gravity suit. Man, this is easy. I'm thinking what I might do. This is kind of just a by the by. I might do Thursdays as kind of the anything goes kind of day. So maybe we'll switch between Metroid and Arceus or something like that. How do I get up there? What's that? That seems useful. Wonder if I can get that. I don't think I can. How y'all doing? On this... Hey, I did it! On this fine Thursday night. Throw it in the hat. I love it. Throw it in the hat Thursday. That might be a... Putting it in the schedule. So I think I need to go... I can't... Where's the next one? Is that it? No. Yeah, Throwback Thursday. Throwback Thursday. Wow. That. Okay, I am just an idiot. This game never fails to remind me of my own inadequacies, you know? I thought I was doing really good because I haven't died yet in this game. I mean, knock on wood, right? We'll see, I guess, about that. I should just be scanning everything, I think. So slow. Boop. Oh. Wait, what? What is that? Is that Phazon? It may have been Phazon. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Ice Beam for the win. Ice Beam for the win. Yeah, I mean, okay. That's very fair. Nightmare Phasmo humbles me in a way that no other game, I think, has ever been able to do. This door has no power. Shoop, 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 chow. Shoop, 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 chow. Oh, there it is. How did I miss that? TPK in general is very humbling. It makes it all the more worse when it's like we know how to play this. We know that it can stack kill us, and yet we're just like buffoons. A Talon crab. Crawdaddy. Look at these fish. Hachimama. Oops. Scan everything. I have always really enjoyed the fact that you can see like your reflection in these water levels. I just think that's like a very cool thing. I don't know. I don't know if you guys saw the Nintendo Switch Direct stuff yesterday. Some of that stuff looks pretty cool. Got a new Super Mario Strikers game coming out. I think the last game, is that for Wii? And we got Switch Sports coming out. Somebody say bowling. I am very excited about these things. Also, it's kind of interesting that is this where it just came out of? Yep. Here's where I need to go. Okay. Interesting that No Man's Sky is finally coming out on Switch, which I think is honestly amazing. And it looks really gorgeous. Cinderlin, that is not quite true, because you are quite the... Hello. Are there two of them? No. Open. You are quite the formidable force. Oh, there's 4 of them? Oh, no. What have I done? The formidable force in fantasy football. I don't know, man. New Xenoblade. I didn't know that. I didn't catch that. I know we're getting DLC finally for Mario Kart. You know, only took how long? I'll be honest, I've never played Xenoblade. But I feel like I should. Thoughts? What are y'all's thoughts on this? That's something I should investigate. Where's this thing? It's over here. All right. I mean, oh, okay. Sure. I mean, I didn't think that you were gonna be out there serving out tackles. Although I would pay money to see that. I think it would be a very good defensive line. I don't know anything about football. Yeah, Cinderlin, that's why you main Shulk. And it's really kind of obnoxious because it's always the shirtless Shulk. And I don't know what to do about that. Inoperable auxiliary controls. Where are the auxiliary controls? Okay, I think there's 2. It's not a call out if she admits it herself, right? She admit it. Sexy sword boys. 'Twas not I. Can I get? No, I can't get it. Worth a shot. A concussive blast. So is that this? Hey, that's that. Give me that energy tank. I mean, yes, it definitely throws off the competition, because now we're all staring at a sexy shirtless Shulk. Try saying that 5 times fast. Sexy shirtless Shulk. Sexy shirtless Shulk. Sexy shirt. No. Freeze on mines. Ooh. I mean, we'll get there. We'll get there when we get there. This platforming is a little obnoxious, but hey, I guess it wouldn't be platforming if we didn't have platforms. And you can quote me on that one. Right. Thanks for the call out in the group chat. There, Cinderlin. Yeah, so Rainbow Cake. I was wondering how long it was gonna be until we like talked shop on this stream. Like this channel in general. I cannot help. Cause I actually don't know. I know Phaser had an idea. I think he put it in the chat. If that's not working, I said Illuminati. I don't know. I think his FFT isn't working because of Illuminati. You gotta be kidding. It's all the way back down there? Why didn't somebody tell me? Phaser's not being helpful? Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, why would it have an offset? A vertical offset? Trying to think what a vertical offset would like be indicative of. Where's the other one? Where is it? Anybody see it? Is it up there? It's probably up there. Yeah, we're not fun at parties. You know this. You've been to some of these parties. We are dull, dull folks. Or at least I am. I'm a dull, dull folk. Man, it sucks that Phaser's not being helpful. I thought we would have had some Phaser fans back here. No, 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 no. That's the right window. Oh shoot! Ah shoot! Get out of here! Ah. What's IFFT, by the by? Is it imaginary? I know what FFT is. What's IFFT? Inverse. Ah. Okay. I'm still waiting on, I was told that Cobra was going to provide a kiddie pool for my hot tub streams. So I'm still waiting on that. Just saying. Infinitely fully fungible tokens. Cinderlin, we are getting dangerously close to having too much NFT talk on this stream. No, I'll get the ice. I'll cover the ice. The token is exactly like the others. Yeah, it's Monopoly money, right? This looks fun. Alright, alright. I'll continue. Actually, I don't know where I'm going. it's down. If you got me a Bidoof inflatable, it wouldn't even be a question. Although, I kind of feel like I gotta, stand my boy Psyduck. Because that was a find and a half last night. I feel very happy with my investment in Psyduck boys. Kazoo boy in the house! What up, boy? Cordite. Was Cordite super missiles? Yup. Yup, it was. It's like 10 feet. That's big. That thickened family. Hi, I'm part of the thickened family. Charles Thicken. Is that anything? Is that anything? Charles Thickens? Feels like something. Feels like something. Man, I can't see anything with this visor. Alright, where is it? Start getting to the point where it's like I now have too many options when it comes to visor and visor and arm cannon combos here. Can I get up here? Wait, why? Oh. This game makes me feel like I don't know how to play video games at all. Resting on my laurels. Is there anything back here? They got a Psyduck. Oh, there's another one. God, I hate everything. This is the level of backtracking. Because they won't tell you where things are initially. Or what you need initially. Alright, where are you? Come out and play. Where is this? Oh. There we go. Done did it. Round. Get out of here. These guys. I was like, that should have. I like that it evaporates them. Alright, what else? Anything else? Speak now. Forever hold your peace. Yup. Hello. What? Oh. that's not a thing. Peas. Who's got peas? I don't think I'm supposed to go this way. It feels like it. Right? It's just a pile of junk. Okay. Oh, I see. This. Oh. Guys, this is a game for children, and I can't play it. Help. Why do I suck? Here. Oh. Video games are hard, Rainbow Cake. Thank you. Thank you. Nobody says that, but they are. I feel like we need to embrace the hardness of video games. Once and for all. Give it. Give it to me. Do it. Do it! I don't think I've ever started crying from a video game because it was too hard, but I have definitely just like stopped playing. Like, I've had video games ruin my day. And to me, that's... Am I an adult at that point? Like, I've let a video... I've let computer code disrupt my day. Not computer code I wrote. Computer code that I write can always disrupt my day because I wrote it, right? It's my own self-torture. It's a form of hell for myself. But when it's just pixels. Come on. Anywho, rant over. I think we are all stupid babies. I mean, we start off as stupid babies, and I don't know if we ever progress. Maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit. But not a lot. What's this? What's that? Hello. I'm going in the hole. Oh no! I think that's probably fine. Okay, now I gotta try it. Nope. 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 I'm gonna get there, folks. This is riveting content, I know. I promise never to make that face again. Hot dog! I have 2 new energy tanks. I'm excited. We can take on the boss. Hey guys, let's take on Metroid Prime. Spoilers. Help. Go up this way. No. Oh, I go up this way. No. How do I get up here? Get out of here. Get out of here. Star Wars ship looking fish. Boom. Roasted. Alright, so where am I going? I'm... Climb. I need to climb to the top. Ow. What was that? Get out. Climb this chaos ladder. That's what I'm supposed to be doing, right? Ooh. Spin those bars. Prime time. Thursday night prime time. Maybe that's what it should be. Ow, ow, ow. Ow. Damn it. I'm done. So I don't need to go there. That goes to Chozo Ruin South. Okay. Right, that's a mean place. I remember that all too well. Wait, I remember this. I don't know how to get up there. And it's not that way. I've been here before, and I couldn't figure it out. It's the long and the short of it, unfortunately. I couldn't go down there, but now I came up from there. Cobra! I didn't mean for you to actually do that. Alright. Let me know how much it was, and I'll Venmo you. Yeah, I know. My instructions generally are. As I found out from my students yesterday on the exam. I found out that there was a little bit of ambiguity, evidently, in certain things. Wait, I don't have... Denzium. I don't think I have... supposed to go then? Because I don't have... no, they did not start crying during the exam. And honestly, it was okay. Honestly, wasn't that bad. But things that I thought were clear never quite are as clear as evidently I think they are. I'm supposed to get, like, right there. How do I do that? Can I do this? No. Nope. Can't do that. Remember when I I said I felt like an idiot? Hi, now I really feel like an idiot because I've been to this cave twice. I still don't know how to do it. How do we get back there? I am very excited for this pool. Also, I feel bad. Don't buy me a pool. Nope, that's not it either. Wait, have I not tried that ice door? Where the hell is that ice door? The heck have I been doing? Where's the ice door? Not there. I'll be damned. Hey yo, got some phase on. Did I not get the research entry? No, you don't say. Oh, not gonna give it to me. Okay, fine. Fine. I know I can scan that. That must be it. It's the procedurally generated cave of Metroid Prime that came out, you know, I don't know, 2002? Something like that. Oh, shoot. We in the mines. Cinematic. These assholes. Not this asshole. That's me. That's why I'm here. Central Dynamo. Bob and weave, boys. Bob and weave. Alright, so what turns this off? That does. I think that was the primary. So I need to find the secondary. Done did it. Please. Please. Says the guy who couldn't jump. A second. Oh. 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 Gotta be quicker than that. That's how you do it, folks. Yes, I probably could have scanned it for them to stop, but I didn't. Ooh, Shadow. Where are you? Shadow Pirates. Did they fought the Shadow Pirates? Oh, hello. Ooh, plasma. A plasma beam door. want to try out the wave beam super missile mechanic. It's way too many missiles. It's cool, but way too many missiles. Especially because it only takes them three boost shots for that to do its thing. Hello? And then Zam. Shoot. Right, that must mean I'm getting close to power bomb. Hello. Tight places. Did I defeat it? I didn't think I defeated that. Kazuboy, you stoked for those Switch sports? Ready for that badminton? I don't know if you saw the Nintendo Direct yesterday. Yesterday? Maybe it was the day before. I don't know. Pirate Data. Project Helix. Elite Pirates. My dude, you gotta watch that Nintendo Direct. It's good stuff. Getting some Switch Sports. Getting some Mario Kart. Yeah, they got badminton. They got volleyball. And then the tennis, bowling. Whatever else came with it. The sword fighting one or whatever. Yeah, dude. Here's let's try and hide. Mario Kart DLC finally. You know, that only was released, 6 years ago. Not even for the Switch. It was on Wii U first, right? So if I get, yeah, I gotta get the power bombs. Power bombs. Why can't I make this jump? Alright. Let's see, where are they? So I got more coming my way, right? I hear them. That's me. That's me. I'm the hunter. Who hunts the hunter? powder sugar. Alright, so these should... Okay. Feel good about that. Report to your battle stations. They're gonna fire me? I think that's the... Aw, man. I love some good old Mario Kart. Oh, that's how I turn it. That's like one of the few racing games, quote unquote, if you want to call it that, that I am legitimately good at, in my opinion. Maybe that's what we should do. We should get a Mario Kart stream going. Get a little bit of a tourney, you know. Kazoo Boy, Cinderlin, you want in? Cobra, you got a stream? You got a Switch for this? I don't know if you do. Of course, everyone on the stream right now would be invited, so I don't know who would watch this stream other than... What else? Oh, okay, so I can do each one of these. I'm just gonna do this one. Yeah, this feels good. I think Phaser cheats. It's nothing against him. I just don't believe he's as good as he is. Is that in position? Guess we're gonna find out. Hot dog, there's gotta be something in here beyond that, right? See, this is what Phaser gets for missing stream, right? He doesn't get to defend himself if he's not here. So, sucks to suck. They make the rules. I don't think there's anything back there. I'm not gonna waste more time. I could really use a save room right now. Whoop. No. It's one way to get down. Hi. I really could use a save room. Ah, oh, dear Lord. Whoa. Didn't mean to kill that one, but... Mess with the bull, you get the horns. If you know what I mean. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. I know I'm supposed to get in here. Is that enough? Might be enough. Da 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 na 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 na. Okay. So I guess, yeah, I gotta move red one. Then I gotta move the blue one to match up with the red one. I think. Because the oh no, red one goes all the way down. So if I just ride this, okay. Oh, okay. So I need to move the blue one. No, I need to remove the bottom one, and I don't care about blue anymore. I care about red. So 2 more times. My man's out here thinking movies is real. There's a line from Big City Greens that just really made me think of you, Cobra. I really need to, like, clip it and just, like, send it to you. I just hear you saying it. Oh, man, I should. Hi, I really need a saver. Can you give me a saver? Nope. I really need a saver. Oh, shoot. Hi, I really need a saver. Ah! I can't believe that worked. Hi, I really need a saver. No, I don't want to go to level 2. I need a saver. Nice to meet you. It's only the second most annoying sound ever. The Ice Age! Is that what you wanted? I really could use a save room right now. Like, really badly. As Metroid Prime. Limitless capacity for Phazons. Manifested some psychotic behavior. Zibs. Alright. I just, yeah, like, I just know. Oh, God. This thing is gonna come out. Like, I'm not ready for this thing. Elite Pirate. Energy Siphon. Plasma Artillery Cannon. Alright, so it's gotta be missiles. So if I can wait for this. What wait, that was it? Get wrecked. Give me a save room. Ugh. Hey Cobra, is my energy low? Wah, 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 wah. Ugh. Fun with that. Really need a save room. Really need a save room. I don't think I've said this before, but I really need a save room. Oh, great. It's kind of cool. And terrifying. Chozo spectral stuff. Right, that's that. More pirate data. No, I am not Nuzlocke. I wonder if there's a community for that. I mean, I know speedrunning is the thing, so I gotta imagine they don't spend a lot of time in save rooms if they can avoid it. Yeah, poison boys. It's cool, it's cool, it's cool. I wasn't low on health anyways. Come on. Whoa. Guys, this might be it. That was it! Shoot! That was the first death. Oh. That's really far back. That's like really far back. That's really far back, guys. Like, I'm still in the water. Hi, guys. That's really far back. That's like really far. Oh no. I'm stunned. I am stunned into silence. Yeah, I know. Get out of here. Oh, God. Hey, at least I know, though. At least I know that there is... What am I doing with my life? Did I just completely miss a save room? Like, there had to be another save room somewhere, right? I'm just slippery. Actually, like, really hoping I was gonna get through at least further in the game without dying. Single tier. Single tier. Alright. Let's speed run this. Nothing in here, but there is this. Nice to meet you. The Ice Age. Oh. Come on. Log, you are smarter than this. You know. These things. You've been here before. You've toiled here before. Don't be a dum-dum. Speed run. Speed round. Cordite. Super missile. Missile expansion. I forget, are there... Yep. Yep, there are... There's this one. There's another one, right? Yeah. I gotta be honest, I'm going through this a whole lot faster. It helps to play through this once. Well, at least Horse isn't here, because he would make me feel bad about this. Aquasac. Good old Aquasac. You an Aquasac? You are an Aquasac. We know how to do this one. That good content that everybody wants. Did you catch that stream where Logbase 10 was just planting a bunch of bombs? Okie dokie. Good news. I know that's there now. So that means I can open up the door. And then we can be on our way. No more lollygagging! As I screwed up. I'm not lollygagging. Okay. Not gonna make the same mistake again. Die, scum. And we got the spinner. Get ready. Cinderlin, thank you for that comment. That makes me feel a little bit better. I find it hard to believe, but I feel better nonetheless. Nope, went the wrong way completely. And we back. Alright, we're back in the mines. Went a little bit faster than I was expecting. But now we're speed running these strats and stuff. That's how you talk about this stuff, right? That's what gamers say, right? I feel like that's what gamers say. Alright. One. Not you. Two. Speed round. Thanks. Thanks, Rainbow Cake. Strats. Feels empty. I don't know. I need Horse here to tell me all that good gamer stuff. I swear to God. He was here the whole time. could have started here. Alright. I could have started here. I feel like that was tactical. Ow. Some boss nass for you. Everybody's here for that boss nass content, you know? Where'd you go? Preternatural senses. What can I say? Yep. That's some good boss nass content. Man, I would love to know more about that demographic. The boss nass content demographic. Who am I catering to? Because I gotta know more. Ace Beam is really superior when it comes to the shadow troopers. Okay. Okay, we're almost back to the start. I am gonna whiz through any pirate datas. You know what? I'm not even gonna look at it. Because we've already done this. Okay. This is the first time I see the power troopers, right? Yeah, you guys didn't think there was gonna be a test on this. Here I am. Redoing this, asking you for that good memory content. Is there more than one? I don't think so. No, not doing that. That's insane. Hey, there was more than one. Oh. Just wondering if I can get to this dynamo before I have press this thing on the screen. Zombie. Now we get to the power ones. See if I can scan them from over here. Got it. All the way at the bottom, but I got it. Hashtag winning. Squash me. So now, good news. Alright, we're finally gonna do it. Show me where it is. Thank you. Get it off my screen. Get this man off my bridge. Cinderlin, I would love to know the story behind how a goldfish ate your memory. That seems incredible. Okay. This is how we do it. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. I guess this would be as good of a time as any to say, you know, if you like what you're seeing or if you don't hate it at least. Maybe consider giving me a follow. You'll get alerts for when I go live. And play some Phasmophobia on Mondays. Phasmophobia crew. I haven't said that out loud in a while. And then I've kind of been doing some oddball streaming. Yes, please. Usually Thursday nights, but I did one last night, which was kind of fun. Like and subscribe! So I'm thinking maybe playing alternating this and Pokemon Legends Arceus. I'm not sure. Pokemon Legends Arceus was super fun last night. I really did enjoy that. At the same time, I kind of want to play it on my own too. I don't necessarily just want to play it once a week. So I don't know how that's gonna work. I gotta think about that. Maybe it's something that we just check in with Trainer Log Base 10 every other week. See how things are going. In the world of Pokemon. Sweet region. Okay. So we're almost back to where we left off. I still swear there's gotta be another save room. Right? Get out of here. Get out of here. How do I get to you? Oh, I jump. Oh, but that's like stuff I can't. Yeah, okay. I need, you guessed it, the power. The power bomb. That's about as good as I could have expected. Is it up? Nope. It's two. There. Okay. Weekly check. Weekly Psyduck check. I'm loving it. Vibe check! Cinderlin, Kazoo Boy, are you guys caught up on Ether Sea? I am actually caught up. I was so far behind for a very long time, and like listened to it for like a week straight, and now I'm caught up. I haven't gotten through today's stuff, but I'm really liking it. I think it's going in a cool direction. Here we go. Here we go. As we found out, it only takes like 2 super missiles. So that's fun. That was easy. Get out of here. Get out of here. That. Ooh, people shooting. People shooting. This is ice troopers, right? They are the elite troopers. Just means they're mutants. Ow. Hey guys, we're doing better than last time, right? So that's, you know, something. I need red ones. Give me them scans. Alright. Wait a second. Wait a second. Was I about to miss it again? What's this? Oh, no. I know that's a dead end. Dead end. Dead end. The hell am I going? Alright, we got roughly 3 more energy tanks than before. So I'm feeling more confident, if not fully confident. And I should be pretty darn close. Get me out of here. Absolutely no damage taken. What can I say? Folks! As why they pay me the big bucks. Ooh, ow, 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 ow. This. Okay. I'm calm. I'm cool, I'm calm, I'm collected. Alright, this is new stuff. What's this? Upsilons. Ugh. Excuse me. Excuse me. Alright, so where are we going? Where are we going? Are we going over here? Oh, I think I gotta leap across from this top thing. Right. Yep. That wasn't it. Vindenzium. I don't have Vindenzium. Alright, looks like there's an ice store down here. There we go. Alright, we're starting to get to that time. Starting to get to that time where I start saying, hey guys, I really need a save room. Like, really bad. So, you know, that would be ideal. Where are you? Can't see you. Is it this? Nope. Nope. Hi. Nope. That wasn't it. Can't see it. I can't hit it. Hey guys, this sucks. What's going on? Can't hit it. I'm frustrated. to say the least. I am stunned. It's just so crazy because, like, tell you what, you know how many times I've died the last couple streams? None. Sad boy is sad. That's what I gotta say about that. One more time. If we don't get it this time, we'll save it for next time. Let me skip this. Okay. Enough of that. Enough of that. Hot diggity dog. Boop. Open. I hate these vertical doors. Actually, I hate this room the most, I think. So first round are wave troopers, we know this. Hey, at least I didn't start in water stuff again. That place is literally the worst. So, yay for small things, I guess. It'd be kind of cool if we could like melee a little bit in this game. Can you do that in 3? I don't think you can do it in 2, but I have not played 3. So I actually don't know if you can melee in 3. Okay. Okay, let's just spinny, 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 spinny. It's that premium content y'all want, right? Okay. Now we're here. We're ready. We're going. I can't go higher without some extra help. And I don't have the requirements for that extra help. Leave, I think, right? Nope, power. If I could give higher spinnies, I would. Believe me, I would. See, this is the part of Metroid Prime I remember from my youth. The constant dying and going back and forth, and back and forth. So I was actually quite, pleasantly surprised that for the last couple streams, I have not had that issue. I spoke too soon, though, I guess. Beware the Ides of February. I don't know what the Ides are. I don't know what it is. The 11th? 4th? Yeet. There we go. Alright, we're doing alright on health. But guess what? I really could use a save room. Cinderlin, I have no idea. That's why I don't know. Alright, Wikipedia, I see you. This guy, Mr. Rhino Boy. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Devi, what's up? Yeah, I'm not gonna keep doing 3 days, but it just so happened I had the time. And the games to play. So we be playing. Ice troopers are out here. Freeze and scan. I hear ya. I'm glad you're here though. Thanks for hanging out. So, unfortunately, well, I should say probably fortunately, you have missed the most frustrating maybe half hour that I've had in a while. I have died twice, 3 times now, and had to backtrack quite a bit. So, not the best night for me here. That's why I'm just scanning a bunch of this stuff, because I already know I have it. You know, it is what it is. I had a couple clean streams here without any sort of issue with dying. It's gotta happen at some point. Those save rooms really just kind of evaporate on you. I don't think any of that is important. Alright. But each time I've gotten to this point, I have gotten subsequently more and more health. So I feel good about that. That should have been it. Set power troopers down there. I forgot about it. And the super missiles. Useful. That. Alright. I think that was the big stuff. So now jump across here. I still don't quite know how I'm gonna... Oh, wait. It's right there. Still don't quite know how I'm going to defeat that thing. New Phasmo updates today. Oh, I didn't see that. Hot dog. Yeah, maybe we'll need a Friday stream. Oof. I don't think Rook Seeks Raven would appreciate that though. We'll see. We'll see what I can do. Okay, so there is a thing. What's this thing? Blah 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 blah. Command. All right. So now I'm in it. I don't know what to do. Because this thing is going to tear me apart. Right? It's like I need the X-ray beam to see it. Hey man, live your truth. If you gotta get that hot dog on, you know? Only way to beat it? Okay. I didn't realize that was... that. Okay. I thought that was a very optional beam weapon to get. I didn't realize that it was actually a necessary beam weapon. Well, this is fun. Speed round. Speed round. Ooh, ooh, speed round. Ow, speed round. Ow, speed round. Ow, speed round. I'm gonna die in here. Oh. You catch that stream where Logbase 10 just did mazes for 10 minutes? Huh. Kablooey. Power bomb acquired. Okay. Hi, are you a save room? You are. Thank God. Oh, okay. I've never been so happy to save. Oh, we don't have to do that again, folks. I'm so excited. I mean, that was great and all, and I love that you went on that journey with me, but hot dog. I'm sorry, I said it again. Oh, jeez. Ow. Wow. Jeez. I would have thought a power bomb would have done something. Oh, that's actually a good idea. Hot dog emote. I do say it quite a bit. That would make sense. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. That's how I get through. Not really big brain in it over here this evening. What are we doing? Oh, great. Oh, well, that's good and bad, I guess. Good in the short term. Bad in the long term. Gimme a Metroid after midnight. Made it work. We did it. Basha. Oh, hey, I can finally get back there. Oh, that will probably... Right, I don't think I can get through this yet. Oh, right. Because there are X-ray thingamajiggers. It's the technical term, folks. There are X-ray platforms floating in the mist. But that's why I can't go through there right now. That's why they're having me backtrack. I get to save at least. Nerds. Get on my level. Alright, I wonder how fast we can get back there. Now that we know all these strats. That's what the gamers say. Good stuff. Okay. Platform's over there. I like this blue aura. It's mysterious. Oh. Yeah, if they were to do a remaster of this, there's not a lot. There's not a lot I would change. I think the big things I would change are possible. Well, I don't know. You'd have to redo the entire thing, which, you know, kind of the point of a remaster in some cases. But instead of having this pivoting thing, it'd be kind of nice to actually just have the dual axis, dual joystick kind of motion. What else? Can I break you? I don't think I can break you. I would include the ability to sprint. Ooh, hello. Doors have been unlocked. There's one more thing I would say, but I forget what it was. I mean, sprinting is definitely a thing. It would be nice. More save rooms. No, I don't know if I would necessarily do more save rooms, but I definitely Shoot, there was one more thing I was gonna say. What am I doing? What do I need to do? That great audio everybody's looking for nowadays, right? Hachi machi. Oh, it's what I was saying earlier. I would love a melee. Just so if I get in close quarters with a space pirate, I can smack it instead of just having to shoot it. Those would be the three things, honestly. Those are the three things I kind of hope that Metroid Prime 4 ends up giving. So we'll see. But a sprint would be nice. See that? Almost out of missiles. Okie dokie. So that was the big boy. That was big boy, right? This is me. And I go... boom? I go boom. Big boy go boom. I don't think I'm supposed to be here. Right? Like, I think we can all agree. I'm probably not supposed to be here. Yeah, I'm... Should I stay or should I go? If I stay, there will be trouble. If I go, there will be trouble. Where? What? No. What? I didn't think I could make that. This is hard to see. This gets to the part of the game where it's just incredibly dark. Maybe I need to bump up the, oh! Alright, where am I was gonna say bump up the brightness. I just want to see what's in the door. Now my curiosity has been piqued. And I gotta know. You know? I was beelining it back, but now I gotta know. So, nope. Ooh, this ain't good. I should just head home. I shouldn't be here. I said it before. You say it again. Yeah, okay. You know what? Put a pin in it. We're coming back. Just not right now. Let's see. Again. Spring. So go up. Where exactly am I going again? We'll figure it out. Something to do with power bomb. Ow. Ow. I forget what it was. Are there Metroids in here? Hi, it sounded like Metroids in here. Thank you. Hey yo! Okay, ore processing is supposed to be. Okay, this is where I need to be. I guess it's on the far side, right? Which means then. Come on. 1, a 2, a 3. Where are you? I need more missiles. Alright, 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 alright. Wonder what's next. Oh, we're doing the spectral activity. Yeah, what we're doing here. I don't think it's in here, is it? It is. I don't think I was supposed to get this yet. Hot diggity dog. Nice. Nice. I was probably supposed to scan that, wasn't I? That's on me. That's on me. Alright. Where am I? Huh. Bye. Where am I going again? Chose a room? Oh, it was here. Right. Okay. Alright. So we got the save room here. That's exciting. Folks, I think this might be it for tonight. I think we made some really good progress. And we got out of a sticky situation a couple times. I think next time when we pick it up, we'll get the X-ray visor and start making our way into the Phazon mines, I guess. Yeah, if you want to take a stab at that follow button, you'll get notifications when I go live. We usually do Monday Phasmophobia. Thursday is a stream, I think, usually either Metroid Prime or we might do some Pokemon Legends. And yeah, take it easy, and I'll see you next week, next Monday. Unless we do a random Phasmophobia stream soon with the update. I don't know. We'll see. I gotta talk to the folks. Alright guys, thank you. Have a great one. I will see you later.